Boys, we're back with some more Spell Brigade, a co-op bullet heaven with some online matchmaking. So we just joined some random guys and we're in a team of 4 people now. Looks like we got the new realm that I haven't actually checked out yet either. But there was a new update yesterday actually that added in some new spells to the game. And also came along with a bit of a rework for the darkness element you can add on to spells, which actually makes it sound very interesting now. Basically, if you have enough of the darkness power, you can actually mind control the enemy bosses now as well, and they'll use a special attack against their own allies. Ooh, blue movement or luck. I'll take some movement. Always nice to have in this game. So we're going to try and maximize the dark elements basically in every way that we can. We're going to add as much of it to the spells as we can. And we're also going to try and maximize the various stats that will allow us to hit enemies more often or easier, like duration, cooldown, area, stuff like that. I have no idea what some of these new guys do on this map either. Looks like that guy just sits there and shoots like a slow projectile somewhere in front of him. And we're also running the Imp guy, who was, I think, the most recent wizard added to the game. He has a chance to add in, I guess we'll just take the base damage here. Get some levels on that so we can get darkness going a bit earlier. Yeah, his passive is that, oh god, those guys jump on you. He has a small chance for any spell that you cast to have a random elemental imbuement added to it every time you cast them. So that'll be pretty cool for adding in a little bit more darkness or adding in various AoE effects that can also make you better at applying darkness stacks. Like if you get every chain lightning effect added in, Jesus, those guys are kind of insane. Then you can apply it faster in an AoE. If you get the random burning, I don't think we got either of the new things here. I have wanted to get to Rune Burst though. That's basically the Zugov from Deep Rock Galactic. You can get a cool bullet hell effect on that if you get the cast speed and some upgrades for it. Could be pretty cool with the random elemental effect. And yeah, if you get the fire effect added in randomly, you can add in some over time stacking. Get the random ice, you can slow down enemies to keep them in the area a bit longer. Yo, this map seems kind of insane, Jesus. Oh yeah, also enemies with basically special attacks will also now use their abilities to help you out if you mind control them with the dark element. So like enemies that can do a charge attack will hit their own allies. Ooh, range, that's nice. Cast speed also good, but blue. Enemies that have a healing effect will actually heal your team if you mind control them now. That sounds awesome. Those exploiter guys will actually apparently seek out enemies if you mind control them. So yeah, the dark effect sounds really interesting and unique now, so I'm looking forward to getting some of that stacked up. What does this thing do if we cross it? Oh, it pushes you around. Interesting. So we can't actually really control my movement in that. Let's see, an additional minion would double the number of casts on that. I've actually wanted to get a cool bullet hell build for a pretty long time on this character, so I think we're going to do that. Plus I've done a full imp run before, so we'll go for some of the random elemental Zukov, hopefully add in some dark elements to that later on. But we'll still have the random chance regardless, even if we can't find them. We've also added in some nice quality of life since the last time I've been here. There's an option to turn down the sliders for the spell effects now. You can already see we're getting some of the random elements on those added there. Lightning a little bit earlier, pretty cool. Let's get the cast speed for the bullet hell. Could you just, like, sit on the water and surf around the map? Whee! What is that? Oh. A teleporter. Okay, interesting. This is way different than any of the other maps they have. Wow. And I kind of like it. It's pretty interesting. Whee! It would be cool if the water just, like, circled around the entire map, though, so you could just sit on that and surf the entire time. Let's take a level in the Rune Burst. Try and get those Augment Spirits. This blue... Okay, don't walk into that. So, upgraded exploders, it looks like. Nice duration for the Imp. Not bad for applying lots of extra hits. Ooh, where does that portal go? Okay, that one's actually pretty close. Is there like a map on the game? I don't think so. This is actually kind of a huge map. But the water and the teleporters too kind of let you get around faster. Cast speed, yeah, that's the only thing that helps us get more hits there. Oh yeah, apparently you can actually mind control the golden crab and it will attack enemies as well. But I don't think we have any darkness elements yet, so we can't even see that. I think normally he just runs away from you. Cast speed, ooh, luck. I think I'm gonna take that. We're still fairly early on, get some better rarity throughout the run. But I really want to get the augments for the bullet hell. Does anyone know how you do the emotes in this game? I actually never looked that up still. But if I could, like, tell them that the crab is over here, so we could focus it down together, that would be pretty good. Okay, not too bad. Explodes or a rotating pattern. Yeah, we definitely want to take that since we're going for the random elemental bullet hell. Also some extra cast speed, not bad. Ooh, big cast speed. Not the main spell, but not gonna pass that up. One of the stats we want to get anyways. Ah! He shot it in front of me and I couldn't juke back in time. I guess you actually have to stand kind of far away from those guys because they kind of target randomly or they lead you or something. Oh my god, the giant circles! Two of them did it right at the same time right in front of me. That was rough. Movement speed would be very helpful, even though we could get an augment there. But we definitely need movement speed for when they do the two giant circles in front of me like that. I'm not sure if they do it like every certain number of attacks, or if it's like a random effect or what. Since this is my first time on this map. XP has a chance to heal you, pretty nice. That can be pretty good, but we're already down a few revives, and I haven't been there for any of them. So I think I'm just gonna grab the survivability here. We don't really have a lot for that yet. I feel like those stacking stats based on reviving your teammates usually are pretty good if you're like on top of reviving them right as soon as they go down, but I just haven't really been doing that on this map. I've been trying to figure out all the new stuff here. I'm trying to survive the giant circle jumper guys. We're gonna need to kite them away to help that guy, I think. Big luck. Man, I've got to do it though. Uh-oh. We are the only one up right now. Oh boy, the jumpers are back. Teleport out of there. Oh, it takes you to a different one each time. Okay. I guess it's just random then. Spear barrage is new. Shower enemies with an array of spears that strike the ground in formation. Okay, sounds cool. It's one of the ones that was just added yesterday, I believe. This map seems like a huge step up in difficulty from like the very first one though. These jumper guys are kind of nuts. Movement speed is helping out quite a bit though. Okay, the portal. Pick the river and try to escape them. This place is very surrounded. Caspian will take the blue for the new spell, I guess. Still can't get one that's actually a decent level up there, though. Spears generate a damaging aura. Ooh, that sounds awesome. But we did get Rune Burst, and we have so much invested into that already. I probably need to do that first just so we don't die. This map is pretty nuts. Spell damage, yeah, that's fine. We probably do want some of that, just to survive a bit longer. Oh my god, there's so many circles! Big cast speed, big range. Yeah, I'll grab some of that for the main spell. Oh god, they're both dead. What do I do here? We need to pull them away a bit so that I have a little bit of time over there. This is really not ideal. We might be dead. Please. Cast speed, sure. Actually, let's use some of the rerolls, try and get the augment there. We could really use that. And we do have some decent luck. Not Havoc, not a basic, please, Rune Burst, something decent. Okay, we can take range and see what we got there. Nice, we got Dark. Control slowly corrupts targets until they fight your enemies for you. Sounds cool. And the free elemental bonus from our character can stack on top of that. So every once in a while we'll already have a 2-element spell. Pretty cool. Oh god, my team is dying so much now. It's not looking good. I guess the teammate revive item actually would have been good. Oh yeah, we might have a second one available now. Probably want to go for the second augment on that, and we have cast speed. Yeah, I think we might have a second item available. I'm not sure if I can move around enough to actually try and find it though. Oh, and we have this thing. Where do we kick them? Someone's dead, actually. 2 people are dead. That's really bad. I don't even know where we kick these things currently. I'm gonna teleport out of here. Try and get my other guy up. I just hope for the best. Oh, we're out of revives. We are looking pretty screwed. Do almost have one back. I think you get them over time. But I'm like the only person kicking these, so we might not even have enough time to do a quest now, and then we're kind of just gonna slowly fall behind, I think. Ow. Oh, poison cloud. We probably have a revive up. Yeah, let's take the blue range for that. Oh no, we were very low on time and it wasn't even close actually. Okay, we're halfway to one now. It's so hard to move around now. I don't think we're gonna get this quest done with one person dead. Okay, now we almost have a revive up. We could use some cast speed there. Honestly, let's go ahead and get the augment here. Try and get some help when we're really struggling with a teammate down. Alright, we got another dark spell, nice. Dang, we were actually pretty close, but 10 seconds and I can barely move. That's really unfortunate. When we're already struggling and we're failing to get those, we're just going to get into like a snowball effect where we just fall further and further behind now. We can get this guy up now. It looks like the other guy might have died. Yeah, try and go for the second augment there, I guess. See if we can at least see that right before I die, maybe? That didn't really help me that much. There's a lot of stuff over here as well. Those are probably more effective if you're playing solo, to be honest. So we're down a quest, and I don't think we're going to be able to get the second item, because we can barely move. And all of our teammates left after using up all of the revives as well. So basically just a standard online multiplayer game these days, I guess. Ooh, big cast speed, yep. We can make it to the full bar, then most of the enemies will like run to the middle and disappear as the boss is summoned, I think. So we might be able to pull that off and then revive him like right as they're running away if I do some portal cheese maybe. Or wait, does the second portal disappear after you've used it? Uh-oh. Okay, there they go. Might have a little bit of time now. I can't move. I think my Rune Burst is going to be pretty terrible against a boss, though. These were already in the game, I think. Necrowhirl would be good if we got some levels on it. I don't think anything matters too much right now. We're probably gonna die soon. Bit of health. We're getting kind of low, but we also really need to kill this guy, so just take whatever damage I can get here. I wonder, does this guy still have like the 4-player health or something? Because he's literally not taking damage. Even when I'm trying to stay close to him so that more of the rune bursts hit him every volley. This guy is immortal, man. Cast speed, yep. Cast speed, movement's nice. We really need damage though. Teammate seems to be dead up there. Let's go get him up. Enemies are starting to get very fast. And we haven't even done half of a bar. Jesus. Base cast speeds. Probably the biggest overall damage for all four. Spell range will help us more with killing stuff. Don't really need to pick up distance now, we just need as much damage as possible. Do the pillar things get faster as well? Those things are getting pretty fast now, Jesus. Nothing super important. We'll take some cast speed for the barrage. I wonder, can you get on the water to sort of escape that? Okay, nice. Cool little thing for just this map, I guess. Big damage, we definitely need that. I don't think this guy realizes that you need to kill the boss before they like fully ramp up, or you just die, because he's not been hitting the boss at all, and there's no way I'm gonna solo this. So I think we're going to die. Like, I'll pull the boss up here, but he doesn't really seem to be paying much attention. Nice cast speed. Enemies are getting so fast now. Probably go for the second augment there. We're not too far away. I think that'll probably be the most impactful if we can. Finally, the boss is chasing him. He has to help me now. No, it's back on me. I cursed myself. Cast speed 2 away after that. Fortunately, no rune burst for quite a while. Dang, the revive thing would have given me so many stats at this point, too. I guess you should just always take this in multiplayer, then. I think I'm probably dead here. Oh my god, 1321 damage. Ouch. We are dead. Alright, if anyone wants to join me, this is what I'm queuing up as. First Realm, Hardcore, and these two. You can actually play with other people who are using different covenants there now. Although I think it said you were more likely to get people with the same one there. But I'm going to queue up in a couple seconds if anyone wants to try and get in. Wow, there's 0 players ripping pepperonis. Alright, so we're gonna try the full darkness again. I'll take the early luck there. Just try and mind control as many enemies as possible. Scale up all of the stats that help us apply more hits to enemies, duration, cast speed, area, stuff like that. And also try and test out the new spells if we ever see them. The Spear Barrage seems like it had potential if we could get it pretty early on and get some decent levels for it. Cast speed, sure. More opportunities to get the random elemental augments whenever we cast a spell. Nice damage. Global cast speed. I think I definitely will take that. Doesn't do that much currently, but that'll be huge later on with more spells. Let's see. Don't think there's anything new here. Necrowhirl could be quite good. I think that applies like the most overall hits out of all of these if you can scale it up. There's an augment to, I think, do like 2 of those at the same time. So that'll be huge for applying a lot of darkness stacks if we can get that combo going for them. Also scales with duration and area and all, so we can do a lot with that. Cast speed, yeah, probably go for the Necrowhirl mainly now if we can. Done quite a few imp builds already. Where's the healing? Let's check a reroll, see if we can get the one that doubles it. That would be huge for the main spell. There we go, an additional whirl. Fantastic. We are kind of beat up now, though. Let's do blue global damage, I suppose. With no teammates, we definitely need some of the efficient upgrades so we can actually kill stuff. Spell size, yup. Cast speed or luck? Let's go here since we are still pretty early on. Close enough. Might help out in the long run. What size? Yep. Ooh, big cast speed. Nice. What are the base stats on that, like? 0.42, so... Takes us about 2.5 seconds to cast one of them, I think? So we can't even get close to keeping, like, one of them up full time yet. More cast speed or duration for that. Gonna be sick if we can, like, layer down just, like, a huge carpet of them, constantly mind controlling stuff later on, though. Duration... Should probably take the blue movement speed. Just such a helpful stat in this game, I feel like. I do wish there was some sort of, like, item that lets you scale up some of your other stats based on your movement speed, though. That's always been my favorite mechanic in games like these, when you gain, like, damage from your movement speed, or cast speed or something. And I don't think they've done something like that yet. You can add, like, a portion of your armor to your damage, though, and get a lot from that. But no movement speed scaling. Big crit chance for the global spells. And we're just looking for more Necrowhirl upgrades. What else can we get? I think there's maybe an Explode like that bird as well. Let's see what else we can find. Ooh, an additional one. Okay, up to 3, not bad. So those ones are usually capped. I don't know what the limits for Necrowhirl is, though. Probably somewhere in like the 3 to 5 range, I guess. So we might actually be capped on it already. Not sure. Boosting health increases movement speed, healing on level up, critical for every common upgrade. Okay. This is the best point to grab that, right at the start of the run, the first item, so we'll try that out. It'll go nicely with the legendary crit chance we just got. 25%, decent start. Or luck, although kind of anti-synergy with seeing less common upgrades. Eh, whatever. Up to 16 luck. I think the strongest run I ever had in this game, I actually got like a legendary luck upgrade as one of the first level ups. I think these were all already in the game. What would fit well with these? There's no duration-based things here, I think. Actually, maybe the broadsword. That might have a duration. Can you see anything about it? Doesn't really look like it. Let me see. No duration, it looks like. It does orbit around you for a while, though, so that's kind of weird. Nice movement. Yeah, I'll grab that. Too good to pass up, I think. Duration for the whirl, we do need levels on that, and I think I'm okay on movement speed for now. If you do want to go for the item that gives you damage based on armor and slows you down, you might want to stack that at all costs though. We could get the augment there. Dodge. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab an augment here, see what we got. No dark, so I think we'll go lightning to improve the AoE, and that'll be a nice combo if we can get the dark later on, but it'll be nice AoE regardless. Massive spell damage for the sword. Size for the whirl, big armor. Kind of want to go there and just have giant circles, I think. They're both pretty good, but damage stats are usually better if they're pretty close. Big duration, nice. Heard the mana beast. Haven't seen that one before. Big damage on the whirl, yep. Need the cattle to the pen before they escape. Oh, it's like a less annoying version of the soccer one, okay. Can I see where the last one is? I don't see an indicator for him. There we are. Big size there for everything. Too good to pass up. Size over time and additional minion healing. Maybe the sword size? That could be good just because of all the upgrades on it. And I guess it would make it easier to find augments for Necrowhirl on future upgrades, since I think you can only have one copy of that. Okay, that makes sense with how we're building here, I think. A little bit of healing, maybe improve Necrowhirl on the long run. Maybe just cast speed or damage. Both are fine. Let's get a little bit more, since we're skipping that mostly on the spell levels. Nothing new here. Don't think any of these work with duration. Do any of them work with AoE? That doesn't... I think that does. I'm not sure on that. I guess we'll go with the bomb then, since we have some decent spell AoE already. Second item might be up now. I think it's around 33% for each of them. See if we can find that. It's starting to get really difficult now. Big size, but Necrowhirl. Yeah, we're definitely taking that with all the augments on it. Big armor, yeah, we could use some of that. It's getting very hard to move now, and we do need to get the item before the boss is out. If I can ever find it. Oh, there it is. The world should take it out, and then we'll have to somehow get over to it at some points. Just sort of the bottom right area. Let's get some more world duration, I think. More uptime we have on those, the better. Oh man, it's so hard to move now. Rural cast speed. Let's go ahead and try and find some decent rarity since we do have some good luck. Well, even more luck, I guess. Kind of need some power right now, though, but oh well. Maybe the quest thing off of these will help a bit. Moves towards targets. Yeah, may as well. Dodge heals you, healing on level up, cast speed, standing still. That one's very hard to use. I think we probably reroll. These are okay, but not amazing. Crit standing still, armor by current level, or more XP. So I think one of these two. It'll be about 30 armor currently, not a ton. We're pretty low. So that will give some decent XP, sure, why not? cast speed for the swords. I guess the nice thing is that combos with the first item giving us more like crit damage overall, since we'll see more upgrades. So that's kind of cool at least. It's getting very, very difficult to move now though. Probably just grab the potion so we don't die. Big crit damage. Even though we will get a little bit less XP, I just need to survive until the boss spawns at least. And then some of the enemies will die. I can't really focus down those eggs or the broodmother with this build though. We just have the purely random targets on the Necro Whirl. Then everything else is super low level. Hit him with the sword a little bit, if I can get in there. Okay, we got the broodmother at least. Decent damage, sure. Toss a reroll, see if we can fish for something better. Cast speeds. Neither of those is particularly close, we'll just go for the broadsword. Spell size for the whirl, we are 1 away, yep. We'll try and get that online for the boss here. That was a really unfortunate stampede, kind of pushed me into the corner over there. Jesus, there was nowhere to go. I felt like I was fine until that stampede came. Big damage, yep. Decent XP. I think I will. Maybe that'll help us get one more level and get that second augment. Big damage, yes. Not super excited about anything here. Probably just some cast speed, more hits. Decent crit damage. Yeah, I suppose so. Big size, I've got to take that. Oh nice, it also shows you which one it applies to, so all three of those, not bad. So we do have some decent size scaling. Alright, let's go ahead and get the second augment to help out with the boss here. Dang, no darkness, so increase the damage taken, slow them down a bit. Kind of would have rather had those on like the utility spells instead of the main one. I guess we'll probably go here so we have enough damage to kill the boss, I think. Don't really want the enemies ramping up a ton and then just killing me in one shot like last time. This would help the most, but I feel like we have a decent build now. If I play well, I think we should be able to start leveling some other stuff, hopefully. Our items are solid, our augments are pretty good. We have 2 elemental upgrades on the main ability. So it feels like it should be doable. Lightning Acid should be pretty good damage. Actually keeping the enemies down enough that I can get in there with a sword sometimes when he's doing the suck. Duration, ooh, size. How much of that do we have? 49. Yep. Ow, Jesus. That's a lot of damage. Pretty nice dodge. We could get an augment there. That would help the most with damage. Epic for survivability. Probably too good to pass up. Wish we had some more rerolls. Probably one of those two. Dodge is better the more you get, so I guess here. Unless it like stacks multiplicatively or something, but it looks like it's additive. Man, I hate barely being able to move during that. That is a chunky boy. Big cast speeds or an augment. I think on our main ability, that'll probably help the most here, and we might... There's a pretty good possibility we just die here, so let's try and guarantee that doesn't happen. It's kind of hard to hit him with the sword anyways. He's so tanky, and the suck just makes it so hard to avoid stuff. Big size, sure. Probably just some global damage. We really need to kill them before they ramp up too much. Oh, his name actually changes when he changes phases. I can't move, man. That feels so cheesy. Spell damage. Let's check the augment here, I suppose. Dark or acids. We have one copy of that, so may as well try and control them a little bit with that. When I can barely move here. Big armor, yeah, I guess so. Be nice survivability at least. Duration, yeah. Please, so close. Alright, finally we could relax a bit, level up some of our other spells. More standing still, that's pretty hard to use. So either that or we re-roll and try to find something for one of those two, which I think I like. An additional world. Ooh, we can get even more of those. Okay, nice. I guess we probably want to turn the spell effects down a bit now that we can do that. Those are getting very bright with the sheer number of them out. Big duration. I guess we want to lose a little bit of HP for the extra XP. The correct order? Ow. It's so hard to move. Rotate slowly, but bigger size. Kind of our second spell, so yep. I think I do want those to be a little bit more visible, though. Yeah, let's go duration here. See what augment we get. We do need some sort of ice to actually slow them down, so make sure we can get that. Good spell to have that on, since we'll have some of those up always, I think. Although, that one doesn't work with the size we've been stacking, unfortunately. How's our crit damage looking after all that time? 297. Seems pretty good. We actually do need some more crit chance, though. Haven't been seeing a ton of that. Ooh, big luck. We're kind of getting close to the ends, but epic. And it's just spell damage anyway, sure. What damage while standing still? Ooh, another whirl. Jesus, how many is that? 3 times, so that'll get us 5 of them each cast. More movement on low, elemental damage for every infusion, that would be 4 times currently? That's not bad. Armor by current level 55. We're close to 1. Yeah, may as well. And then I guess we want to lose a bit of HP for the bonus XP as well. I don't want to be too risky, but maybe somewhere around half HP, so we can take a couple hits and get a little bit of a bonus. So many different colored numbers with the random elemental passive. I feel like we could use more unique passives like that on the different wizards, since that one actually feels amazing. I pretty much just always play this one wizard. Big damage on the imp, sure. Just more like really interesting random stuff like that would be cool on some of them. Big damage, yep. Big cast speed for the bomb. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that one. Pretty hard to move all of a sudden. We have plenty of time. Should be doable at some point, hopefully. We pull them away for a bit. I did not see the Stampeders. Probably gonna die here. I think I'm just gonna use a res to try and guarantee that we get the quest on. Yeah. Might help in the long run if we get a decent augment, and I don't really want to fall behind if we can help it. Kind of a nasty time to get some big Stampeders there. Oh my god, another whirl. I mean, I guess we may as well at this point. I did not know you could get that many of that augment for it. Big damage, sure. Oh man, there's nowhere to go. Second item for this round should be up, but this is going to be kind of risky with how hard it is to move now. I might have made a mistake, but I really want an item to help me out here. Crap, I think I'm dead. Pull him away. Yeah, I don't think we can really go for anything. We just have to focus on surviving here. Which is very, very difficult though. Try and kill this guy so he doesn't spawn a bunch of stuff. Before we go for that, I think. Would be cool if like a semi-elite enemy like that had like a health bar or something. Some way to see how healthy that guy is, because I have no idea if this is working or not. And we also really need to get augments. Actually, I guess we don't really have the stats to pull that off. We're gonna have to keep kiting, so it might actually be better to just give that up and hope we can make it to the second boss. I don't know, it's very difficult at this point. That's pretty close. Sure. I think I'm dead. Got one revive back. Yeah, there is no chance we can do that quest, I think. Maybe if it was the first one on this level when enemies weren't quite this insane, but I don't see any possible way we can do that now. Especially since you lose progress when you're not in the circle. Oh my god. Help me! Help! Alright, we are definitely screwed now. There is nowhere to go here. Did as much as I could there. Pretty good crit damage. We definitely could have used a lot more crit chance. Pretty good spell size. Decent luck. Mission failed even though we killed the boss at least once. Alright, so I'm going to take a quick AFK real quick, and then I'm going to queue up with these stats, I guess. See if we can get some more people. If you want to join the game, you can set it to that, and it'll probably be more likely to get in. But yeah, quick AFK, and then I'll say when I'm queuing up. Alright, I'm back. Queue up now if you want to try and join the game with me. I'll go in a few seconds to account for the delay. Get enough gold for anything. Jesus, not really. Alright, I'm queuing up. So we're trying to do a full Dark Elemental build with the mini rework to that. You can now sort of mind control bosses and have them use a special ability on their own allies. And also some of the other enemies that have special attacks like charge attacks and heals and explosions and stuff can also be mind controlled to benefit the player. You can have like the healing enemies actually heal your own team and all. So we're trying to stack as many of the dark augments as possible, and then the stats that will help us apply more hits to do that more. Duration is good, but a blue global upgrades a lot of damage. So we're trying to stack like duration, cast speed, and area and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna completely gimp the build. I do still want to go pretty far, and some of these runs have been pretty difficult. Cast speeds, yep. But yeah, and this imp guy has the small chance for any spell you cast to have a random elemental effect applied to it. So he had a free dark there. How did he die already? But having extra of those is super cool for applying lots of effects. These two are okay at applying lots of hits. I guess we'll try the solar pulse. Just have a constant pulsing effect around me. That'll be really good to show off the random elemental effects, and I guess if we have an opportunity, I should actually turn my spell effects back up, since it's not paused in multiplayer, so we can see the aura better. Oops. I guess maybe that's how you die this early on. Maybe not worth it, but the aura just looks really cool with the random elemental effects once you get some good cast speed for it. Cast speed for the imp or everything. I'll take a level if they're the same, I guess. Damage, yeah, I guess. I'm also trying to focus skills other than the imp because I've done several imp builds before, and I just really want to see how some of the spells look with like very high cast speed and lots of the random elemental effects going off pretty rapidly. But we're mainly just getting the imp here. Is that guy? Oh, I thought that was a Murloc. Ooh, lots of statues. Damage inside the area. I don't really care for any of these. But I also don't think that has a ton of good augments here now that I think about it. So I think what we'll do is just get that out of the pool. And then hopefully find something more interesting later on. I think I've mentioned that before, that it could use some more like interesting damage augments there. I guess duration here, only thing that really works for the build we want. And one cool thing is that you can actually queue with people who have the different covenants now. So that guy has a... I'm gonna have to take a hit from one of these, I think. Maybe not. Ooh, size. Yep. That guy has the single spell covenants, while the rest... Oh, man. Didn't have enough time to get over there. That's annoying. The rest of us have the multi-spell augments, since that'll help me get more spells. I can have the dark augments. A lot of solar pulse people this game. Big duration. I might need to go full Ip now. That's all we're getting levels for. What is that Santa laughing? Is that a costume that one of the people has? Size, yeah. I guess one nice quality of life thing they could add to multiplayer is like allowing you to keybind the spell effect visibility. So you could quickly turn that up or down since you can't pause in multiplayer. Cast speed gets us an augment on the imp, of course. Fire acids, I'm not really in love with either of those. If we go fire, then the damage over time will help out the dark effects. If we get that for the second augment. A little bit. I'll take a blue movement. I don't think we've got much of that. Yeah, I guess we kind of have to go into the imps now. Just so many upgrades, even though I wanted to get something else. Oh well. We'll be pretty good at applying the darkness effects, if we can find it. I guess imp damage. Actually, if they're close enough duration, more hits, it's fun. Mesh kind of fits with the imps. Actually, Vengeful Sprout, that's kind of cool. We can go for more of a summoner build. Would have been a lot better if we got that as the second one, though, so I could get some decent levels for it. Okay, we killed them. Thank God, that was so close. Yeah, if you can't make it to the opening, you can sometimes just run in front of them and have your AoEs maybe kill them. Although, if you could avoid that, it's probably better. Yeah, more imp. That doesn't work on our main spell now, so probably makes the most sense. We get the item. I don't know if I can check that, but I think it should be up, and I honestly don't even remember. Big cast speed, fantastic. Probably more size for the solar pulse to make it easier to land, I guess? I don't know what Poo Monsters is. Are you talking about one of the enemies? Oh, there we go. It's hidden all the way in the corner. Ooh, critical damage early on. I think we will. Best time to get that one. Let's take the blue level there. I wouldn't really say I'm doing okay, but it's like, I just don't really care anymore, so I'm just doing whatever I feel like, I guess. I have a sleep study coming up in December. It got pushed way far back due to issues with like insurance at my doctor. And I'm going to have to pay for it out of pocket because, you know, American healthcare. Nice cast speed for the summon, not bad. There's two entirely new spells, and they basically did a mini rework of the dark elements and allowed it to work on a lot more enemies in like unique ways and stuff. You can actually mind control the bosses if you can stack it up enough, and then the bosses each have like one ability they'll use on their own allies, and then some of the enemies with special effects can also use those on their allies. Like the exploders will actually seek out other enemies and explode on them now. Yeah, try to go for the second augment on the imp. And then the charging enemies will charge other enemies, and actually the most interesting is that if you mind control the healers, they'll actually heal all of your team now instead. So it sounds pretty interesting if you can get a lot of the dark application going. Oh god, I don't think I can dodge that. This is a really bad spot to be. Purple region? I guess so. So yeah, I'm trying to do some full dark base builds with as many of those as possible, and then like stacking the stats that will let us apply more hits, like cooldown and duration and stuff. But I haven't had a ton of luck with it yet so far. Big duration, pretty nice. Oh god, we're not gonna get this quest. And then we're just gonna fall behind, aren't we? No. Feels so bad. Let's toss a reroll here. Blue damage or cast speed. More fun and more opportunities for elemental stuff. Birds for the full summon build? Sure. So basically the general takeaway is I'm not going to put a ton of effort into YouTube. I'm just probably going to do like a chill live stream whenever I feel up to it. Not really going to push myself, and it's not really going to focus on like views or anything. Just gonna do whatever I feel up to. Try and survive in the meantime, but that's about it. Cast speed for the plants. Big cast speed for the pulse. Cast speed, crit chance. I like cast speed for the birds, it's fun. Want to get all the augments we can for the summons. I think I've actually only seen one of the new spells so far. Ooh, damage based on movement. I guess we'll try it. Or movement speed is reduced, it's increased based on your armor. The spear one seems pretty good for the limited levels I had on it. I think it was my 3rd or 4th spell in one of the runs. But not too much luck with those so far either. And I'll need to prioritize movement speed a bit more so we don't get too slow also. Yeah, should probably take that with these choices. Sprout heals, hits an additional target. First attack is a guaranteed crit. We have a lot of duration, so doesn't do that much, although the crit damage isn't bad. And we're getting kind of close to a second augment. Probably makes the most sense to just scale it up with this run, I think. Birds, sure. Man, kind of low rarity stuff here. I guess we'll take the luck to help that out a bit. Not great here. Spell duration for the imp. Ooh, cast speed. I like that so we can get like more of the random elemental effects going. Although they both kind of do the same thing. Big cast speeds. Yeah, that's more fun. That guy has a massive aura. Mine is the aura that you have, and then that's the one she tells you not to worry about. That's kind of close. I think I will go for that soon. His aura's like 4 times the size of mine. Ow, the claw got me. Rut-row. We can get an augment there. There's our first darkness. I don't know if there was a time. Sun's getting real low, big guy. I literally don't have anywhere to move here. That's one of the issues with like running next to the wall when those guys spawn. I'll take some crit. Is that you just sometimes don't have enough time to react to them, I feel like. Oh yeah, we can collect XP in the ghost form. Toss our reroll. Cast speed gets us an augment there. I might want some AoE on it since the Sprout doesn't have any by default. But darkness. Actually, do think you kind of need to get at least one lightning augment on it. Jesus, I think I'm screwed. Just get some AoE for it. We're almost to the boss, and then we'll have a little bit more breathing room. Cast speed, yep. Okay, new plan, we stick with this aura guy, I guess. Size, yeah. Then we get a little bit of breathing room as they all go into the middle for the boss here. So it's not the pillar, I think. So apparently he can use that attack on the enemies if you stack it up enough, I guess. Let's go duration here, try and finish that one off. Pillar or obelisk or something like that. It'd be sick if you could turn that bullet hell effect onto the enemies. Critical damage, gain health. That makes a lot of sense with the crit damage thing we got, I guess. That'll be a lot of healing. We can get the crit chance up. Base cast speed, I think we will grab that. One of the main stats we want at a higher level. We're just zerging him with all of our melee range auras. It's an additional target, plant size increases, explodes at the end of its lifetime. You should probably take that. Almost at the second augment for it. And we already have a bunch of augments. Decent spell size. Looks like someone has the new spear spell. He's got like the dark confused ones over there writing down all over the place. And then I think that's the new sickle thing as well. That must be the things orbiting him. Or what is that one? It's a different guy. Exif. Let's see if we can find him. Let's see what that is. Oh yeah, that must be it. The sickle? They do seem to be turning these guys on each other quite a bit at least. But they're also pretty slow, so a lot of time to stack on them. We're a party! Oh yeah, apparently you can mind control the golden crab and it will actually attack enemies as well. But unfortunately, I am the last one to the party over here. Explodes, additional minion. Yeah, we've got to go there for the imp builds. Big cast speed for the birds. We just about have a revive up for this guy. They got him instantly, actually. Like, at this point, it would be really useful to have a hotkey to turn down the spell effects a little bit, since I would certainly die going into the menu. Would have been smarter to just have them down the entire time, but the aura is so cool, I had to see it. Jesus, I could not get out of there. I thought I would be able to kill them at this point. I should have just gone for the opening. Oops. Did we just die to the stampede? Oh my god. That's not ideal. Oh my god, my ghost spawned in the rocks, so I actually can't even move here. Huh. I can't go collect XP for people. And I can't, like, change where I'm looking. Well, we can turn that down a bit. Maybe 50%. And look at some of the stuff in here. Is there like team stats in here that you can see? That would be kind of nice. Let's go spell damage on the birds. One of our summon spells. Our big aura guy just died. Alright, that's kind of ended anticlimactically. Rip. Death's 20, jeez, that's a lot. How do you, like, leave the party here? I don't know. Alright, so if you want to try to queue into a game, go ahead. And I'll go in a couple seconds. These are the settings we're doing here. And we're going. Let me get some more rerolls, I guess. Man, I still don't have that maxed out. I'm still actually quite a ways away from having everything maxed out. We're trying to do a full dark build with the mini dark rework. You can now mind control bosses if you can stack up enough dark power or whatever by hitting them a lot. Let's go for some early movement speed here. Always a nice stat to have in this game. And you can also turn some special enemies' attacks onto each other. Like the chargers and exploders and stuff will now also target enemies with those attacks, so that's pretty cool. You can mind control the healers and actually have them heal your own team. Sounds pretty interesting if we can get a lot of that going. We're going for the stats that help us stack it up, like cast speed. I'll just take a level here, I guess. Duration and area, anything that lets us apply more hits to enemies. And we're kind of trying to focus some of the other skills other than the imp, since I've done several builds with that. And especially the two new spells that were added in, the spears and the sickle, I think they are. If we can find those, I'm gonna grab them. Just boring damage. And with the random elemental passive on the imp guy, every once in a while our spells will get a little bit of a bonus effect, making it even easier to apply dark everywhere. We can get like lightning on our spells, adding in extra AoE or fire for extra damage over time, allowing us to stack up even more of the debuffs. Ooh, that's... Guy's got a big horde built up over there. Spear barrage, that's a new one. Share enemies with an array of spears that strike the ground in formation. With that as our second spell, we can try to focus that as basically our primary damage spell now. Spear cast speeds. Generate a damaging aura when they hit the ground. That sounds fantastic for what we're doing. Seems pretty small, though. Blue XP early on. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the augments for the two new spells yet either, so we're kind of just winging that as well. Spear cast speed, yep. Looks like both of them are doing the solo spell here. Nice change that you can actually queue into other people who are doing the different covenants there. That one always felt weird to me. This game's actually improved a decent amount in early access, and I think they're working on the 1.0 next. Although there's no date for that one, so probably going to be pretty big. More spear cast speed, sure. The aura does 2 damage as well. It looks like with that tiny AoE, is that right? That seems really low. Blue crit damage or cast speed, it's pretty close. Let's make sure we have enough damage. I guess the one thing is it should be good at applying elemental effects, at least, with how fast it's hitting. But the damage definitely seems low at the start. Big damage. That'll help a bit. Big global damage. An additional spear per line? Yup. I think it was 4 by default, so I guess 25% increase to the number of them. Not amazing, but it should have the aura on it as well, at least. But a lot of augments on some of the spells will just straight up double the number of them you're getting, like the Necro run we did. The Imp run, both of those just straight up get double casts on those. Big duration, I will take that. Another? Did we get the item? I don't think so. Nothing new here, so I guess we'll take some orbs. Kind of want to stay away from the AoE stuff this time so we don't unlock that upgrade. Unless the spears have an AoE. That'd be kind of hard to check, wouldn't it? Looks like no area on that. Although it would be a very helpful stat with how small that aura is on them. Crits heals us. Health gives us potions give us permanent health. I think we'll probably just take Vital Strike. That's usually pretty good, even though it was nerfed quite a bit from 0.4%. Should still be pretty good. Spear speed, yep. Nice, the spears are ticking for 3 damage now. It seems like the augments for them might be kind of undertuned. Like 3 damage and just 1 extra spear. It seems a bit weak there. Toss a reroll here. Blue luck, so we can get more in the long run. Big base damage, too good to pass up. Big base damage, too good to pass up. See if we can try to corral him back to our allies over there. We'll probably be better at hitting him than I am with my random spears that do tiny area damage. Not really in love with that. Big cast speed for everything. Yeah, too good to pass up. Healing. I don't want to see if we can get something more interesting damage-wise for that. YOLO. An additional line of spears. Okay. Wait, that doubles it, right? An additional line. That's different than what we got earlier, right? The earlier one was just one extra spear. Oh yeah, okay, that's good then. We just weren't hitting the correct augments for it then. That's the one we needed, okay. Decent armor. It'll go nicely with the leech, I guess. Damage, but I do want to see the spear thing, and it's our main spell. Close enough. Alright, we got the dark. Time for some corrupting them until they fight for us. And maybe the aura will actually be decent with that? Nice XP gain. I think we're probably at the second item point. Seems to be like a third of the bar each time. Toss our last reroll here. Movement is always nice to have. Oh, there we go, up there. Let's go. Probably magic missile. Kind of a range projectile spam build here. Range or crit damage. Probably take the levels wherever we can get them. Just so we can see as many dark augments as possible. Oh my god, I can't even kill a chest. What the heck? Five speed, health on low HP. I guess damage it is. These are pretty junk. I guess it's not terrible, but more damage is always good. Damage for the imp. Actually, cast speed's close enough. More elemental stuff. I am gonna need some help over here. Team! We can get an augment there, sure. More darkness, like my hearts. Finally, some more spear levels. Need that really bad. Imp crit, healing. I guess we'll just get that out of there so that maybe some future ones can give us more interesting stuff for the spear. Might help since we have lots of teammates here, I don't know. Maybe XP so I can get more upgrades. Cast speed for everything, nice. Good chance to go with the leech thing, I think makes a lot of sense. We don't have a ton of that, and it's very good. Probably just cast speed for more hits. Oh nice, the Spear Aura is doing 4 damage a tick now. 7 on crits. Cast speed for the missiles. Ooh, big spear, nice. One of the best upgrades we can get, actually. Spell duration is fine. Cast speed or a spear level. We have so many augments on that, probably makes the most sense here to try and get the second augment there. Spear again, yeah. Big armor? I guess so. That might make me pretty slow. Not that bad, I guess. Need the spear levels. Duration. Oh man, that might actually be tough to dodge with my low movement speed. Duration? Pretty bad upgrades. XP heals us, revive speed, damage for every teammate you revive. I think I've only done like 1 or 2 of those. Can you see that? No. Oh, I think you can on this screen? Revive? No, I think that's the total you have. I guess it is damage though. Whatever. Oh, I can't move. That guy is just running out there, huh? Interesting choice. Ooh, big spear. We really need to get him towards the middle of the circle so we actually have room to move around here. Not a great spot to fight in. Oh, I did not see that coming. Ow. We need just a little bit more for the spear, but no dice. Oh god, there's so much puke on me. And I can't move during this talk. Big Caspian. Aims at the enemy with the most health, explodes. I want to see if there's any more stuff for the spear available. If we can get multiple copies of the line thing, that would be super nice. I'll check one more. This is gonna hurt. Dang, I guess we have the spear maxed out. This is pretty bad, then. I guess some extra duration for the missile? No, we have a lot of imp levels. I should probably do that. Dang, so you can only get like 3 augments for the spear then? Or maybe 4? Big damage. I think it was 4, the aura, the extra spear, the extra line, and then the healing. But nothing that we can keep getting multiple copies of, like a lot of the good spells have, it seems like. Bro, the spears are so bad at destroying objectives. It does seem like you actually prioritize those, at least. If you're close to them. Oh, we can get an additional spear. Not the greatest, but yeah, I guess so. I guess we just got unlucky last time, since that was 3 selections we saw, so 9 different upgrades with no spear upgrade there. Oh, we lost someone, down to just 2. Can I just sit behind a wall and turn them all against each other? I think I'd rather get the second augment than start building into that. It's gonna be too late to really get much of that, I think. Hellfire or Blight? This will, I think, stack it up faster with the damage over time. So that makes sense. Already taking damage, so it must be right next to him then. I don't see it on the map though. There we are. We might be able to mind control a crab here with enough dark hits. Please, just give me some spear, man. I guess Some orbs. We're getting kind of late into the run now. It's so hard to get the second one for that. Oh, an additional spear? I guess you can keep stacking that one up then. Yeah, I guess so. Not the greatest, but oh well. Up to like 6 or 7 of them now. That dude has some really strong slowing effects. I wonder if he went double ice on his magic missile. Like, they barely move once he hits them. Finally, the spear! Ooh, voids. Greatly increases corruption to all targets? Yup. I think we should have an item up, but I kind of need to slows. They're so strong. I don't know if I could really go off on my own here. None of these really do a ton at this point. So I guess he's keeping the enemies alive and none of them are spawning. So that gives me a chance to look for the item. Give this sacrifice. Big Caspian for the orbs. Can we get an augment on that? Maybe. I guess we'll go there. Can we make it to the sacrifice thing? Oops, I walked into that. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Is this guy even coming up here? Well, 13 seconds. I did get a decent number of them on the circle, at least. Cast speed here, I think. If he can just snipe some of those kills over there while some of my darkness is still on them. Oh, my revive thing might actually finish it, barely. Okay. I guess since we have a lot of revives, that was probably worth it. An additional spear per line, yeah. As long as he doesn't die trying to get me here. I thought I would be immune to damage for slightly longer than that. He might not be able to res me now, though, and then it wouldn't be worth it. They're both the same thing. I guess Missile has built-in piercing. Uh-oh, it's starting to lag. Holy. Super slow missiles plus the mind control spears. I guess we're a really low damage team with a lot of crowd control. Decent damage, crit chance. For the healing would be pretty helpful, and it's probably more damage as well. I think I will do that. Can I get back to my boy? Oh god, top left for the rifts. Choice of damage. Yeah. Try and get some more augments. I can at least give him a little bit of cover here, it's kind of helpful even if I can't get onto the points. Are there any spear upgrades left? Additional spear per line, sure. He has a level 25 magic missile. We can get an augment on that. Or darkness. Cast speeds. I guess just cast speed. I think we're probably close to the end of the run. I would be super dead without his crazy slows. And he doesn't seem to have very much damage without me. So if we get split up, it's kind of bad. Base damage. I don't know if I can even get close to that guy. Hopefully the mind controls are doing something. Big health might help if I mess up and walk into something big, I guess. Which will probably happen with how long this is gonna take. Oops. Couldn't quite juke that on top of the wall. These just don't do a lot. Probably just take a level in there. We at least get an augment here. And probably lightning. He has so much ice. We'll add a little bit of extra AoE to it. We might be in trouble. Thought I could squeeze by there and get back to my teammates. Uh-oh. Help! Aw man, the trash mobs one-shot me now. We just need a bit more on the boss, but I died in a really bad spot. Okay, nice pull away. He can get an easy res now, and then we should be able to finish the boss. Hopefully. There's so many enemies. I guess movement doesn't really do much here. Probably just crit chance then. We are kind of past the point for movement speed here. Help! I guess probably the imp. Level 14. Decent global damage. I don't know if we're doing all of that. Where's the pin? I see some of the beasts, but no pin. I don't have time to dodge anything. I was focused on getting the mana beast there. He was so close to the thing. But he baited me. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Additional minion probably makes sense here. We're getting real laggy now. Please kill it! How is my damage so bad? Oh god, the spell core objective. That's gonna be so hard at this point in the game. He's just going for the same one I am. I'll pass to him. Not really sure here. I guess probably some bursts for that. Oh. Cast speeds for either of those. We're going a little bit more into the orbs now. Man, he has a lot of missiles every time they hit something. Big Caspian. Tried to get to the opening, and I walked into an exploder. And everything just one-shots me at this point. I didn't see them coming. The chargers just feel kind of cheesy if you can't hear them spawn, I feel like. Big dodge. I think it doesn't fully split their damage, right? Like, it's still a small increase, and it makes them better at supplying, like, different elemental effects, right? Although you are right on that, it is pretty big damage reduction. I forgot about that. Kind of a weird mechanic, since they don't even mention that anywhere on the tooltips, right? Ooh. Caspian. But I think we're going to end this run soon. I'm just getting one shot over and over now. And there's just nowhere to move, really. Just constantly surrounded and getting one-shots. Yeah, I think this run is basically over now. Nothing I can really do here. Ripperoni. Probably wouldn't have enough damage for the boss at that point anyways, with me dying so much. Don't think we can really go much further. Huh, the imps were that much better than the spear. So maybe the augments are kind of undertuned for that, since we had so many more there. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Or will I?